A concert piano has more than 12,000 individual parts. From just 88 keys, it can produce thousands of tonal colors. Without amplification, it can fill a 3,000-seat auditorium. And yet, without a player, it doesn't make a sound. Just like a kitchen without a chef or a wheel without a potter, bricks aren't houses, fabric isn't clothing, paint isn't art. Potential isn't a goal. It's a starting point. Potential is achieved through practice, through play, through failure and perseverance. The potential of AI will not change the world. Its potential will be realized by those who make it happen.
Please welcome MIG CEO, Fabian Veit.
Wow, welcome everybody. Welcome to Make Waves 2025. And for those of you who traveled, either from nearby or afar, welcome back to Munich. Or, if it's the first time for you in Munich and you were hoping to make it to Oktoberfest in October, sorry to disappoint you. But I can promise you, we have an even better day ahead of us. It will be energizing, it will be engaging, it will be buzzing. And I'm looking forward to sharing this day with all of you. Just like last year, we are going to light up this power station. It sure is our biggest conference ever. We have more stages, more rooms, more space, more people attending, and for the first time also, we're streaming it online right now, so welcome to everybody who's watching on the screen. Making Waves together is our highlight of the year. Bringing together this entire community and engaging on so many exciting conversations, whether you just got started or you've been with us on this journey for many years. It's a real privilege to have you here and be with you. And many of you I already know personally, and I know you are here to focus on making things happen in your business. And luckily, I have good news for you. We have a great day in store for you today. So let's get started. 2025 was promised to be the year of the AI agents. And the reason you can all be here today is because you understood that early. So while you can now lean back here and enjoy the day at Waves, your AI agents are already running your business for you. Wait, maybe not? Okay, so let's make sure we get you one step closer to that today, together. Jokes aside, I am sure that you all could feel the excitement around AI agents everywhere in the last year. Whether you've been looking on social media, in the news, on LinkedIn, heck, even on YouTube, AI agents kept following you everywhere. Some videos and posts actually made it feel as simple and easy as vibe coding your entire business and running it automated. So this created huge excitement and at the same time also massive expectations. Yet in many companies, the reality around using AI isn't as rosy. Earlier this year, an infamous MIT study came out that was actually describing the painful reality. Too many AI projects fail. Only 5% of experiments actually make it past the stage of experimentation and add meaningful value. And not only that, Gartner also recently released another study that is saying that they predict a growing gap between the expectations and reality. In the next couple of years, 40% of projects targeted to launch AI agents in the business are going to be cancelled. So, with that in mind, it's no surprise that Gartner has just very recently mapped AI agents to the very peak of the well-known hype cycle. The peak of inflated expectations, a sign of real hype. But don't worry, we're going to break the hype down for you today a bit. But before we do so, let me explain in very simple terms for those of you who might not be familiar with the hype cycle, what it is all about. So for this, I'll use the analogy with the piano from the intro. A few years ago, I wanted to learn playing the piano. Never too late to learn something new. And my journey really followed the Gartner hype cycle. First, innovation trigger. My wife played the piano beautifully, and she was even singing to it. It really got me inspired, so I thought to myself, I want to be able to do that too. The idea of playing the piano was born. Soon I had inflated expectations. I sat at the keyboard for the first time, I played a few tones, I started to imagine myself playing the soundtrack of Game of Thrones. But I had no concept of the actual work that would be required. I started practicing and the disillusionment hit me. Yeah, my fingers lacked flexibility, reading notes was difficult, and it sounded clumsy. So the gap between my dream and the reality was huge. But if you push through, something interesting happens. Patterns start clicking, your hands start to coordinate, and you actually play music. This is when you head the slope of enlightenment in the hype cycle. You might have guessed for me, with playing the piano, I haven't reached that stage yet. To sum it up, the hype cycle really shows you something we've all seen before. A new technology arises, everybody gets hyped up about it, everybody gets excited. Then the reality and the pain of implementation hits. And we need to power through. Eventually, it delivers real value and has massive impact. And that's exactly what we all here, I believe, are going to expect to happen with AI. And this impact might be even much, much bigger than we all can even imagine. Now, because we have a lot of thought leaders, innovators, and pioneers in the AI and automation space here with us today, I wanted to quickly hear from all of you. So by show of hands, we try to map you against the AI hype cycle curve. So where do you think you stand in this hype cycle, bringing AI into your business operations? I'm going to ask you to only raise your hand for one of the stages each. So who of you thinks you're just getting started with AI? You've heard others talk about it, and you want to finally get AI into your business? If you raise your hand, please. Okay, interesting, yes. Some are still early on this journey. Super interesting. So now, who might think that you are exactly at the peak of this cycle? You are super excited, AI is going to transform your business, and you haven't hit any pain yet. Okay, almost same number. Now we get into the disillusionment phase. Who has tried it, experiments failed, and you wonder if you ever get really valuable things out of AI? Aha, yes. That seems to be the majority so far. And who of you has actually figured it out? You're on the slope of enlightenment, it feels good, you create real value already. Okay, so now look around, there's a few hands up. These are the people you go to later, and they will tell you all about it. So thank you, this was super insightful, but it confirmed something we also see in one of our studies. And this is something, when we looked into the broader market of AI and automation, we saw that 4 in 5 people are actually really feeling optimistic about the potential of AI and how it can deliver value in their business. So while some of you may still feel very impatient about it and about the value that AI can bring you, there's also great optimism here in the crowd and also in the broader market. And we are very convinced that this will be the way to go. So no matter where you are in the hype cycle right now, the ultimate goal is to create business value. It's about chasing the value, not chasing the hype. Yes, playing with AI and playing with AI agents can be fun, but ultimately you are here to create value in your business. And while Gartner may put AI agents at the very peak of the hype cycle, our goal for this day today is to help you skip the coming trough of disillusionment and get straight to business value. We will do this today in 3 ways. First, we're going to showcase you customers who already are achieving tremendous value leveraging AI-powered automation. Second, we're going to share with you new product reveals and where we are headed with Make. And third, we're bringing together this community so you can exchange, you create opportunity to connect with other innovators that are spearheading the way. Now, let's start by sharing some of these exciting customer stories. Real Make customers delivering value in a very diverse range of industries and company sizes, from large enterprise to solopreneurs. And no matter which company background you have, hopefully one of these examples at least gives you some inspiration as well. Let's start with Stellantis and You, the car dealership of Stellantis. Stellantis is the company behind many car brands, including Chrysler, Peugeot, Fiat, and many others. And at Stellantis and You, the process improvement team around Connor and Daniel were facing a problem: how to help their busy teams in the service centers to stay on top of customer communication. Those customers were inquiring about the status of their bookings and repairs. Their teams were overrun with new requests, emails, and calls, and it was super hard to stay on top of it. Customer satisfaction was suffering. Using Make, they built an AI-powered solution that not only automates essential interactions like booking and confirmations as well as reminders, but also analyzing the sentiment in these messages to provide more accurate support and increase customer satisfaction. As a result, the team needed to handle, on the one hand, much fewer interactions, and when they had to handle interactions, they knew these were the important ones. And you can see it massively impacted their customer satisfaction. Now, the coolest part is nobody in the process improvement team actually even has a technical background. In fact, Daniel, just a few years ago, was selling cars for Stellantis, but today, with Make and AI, he's transforming customer communication. Second example, Charge Guru, a French scale-up. They install and maintain electronic vehicle charging infrastructure across all of Europe. And as you can imagine, it's one of the fastest growing industries right now. Laurent and his engineering team knew AI could help them to address these challenges of scaling. Often, from my experience though, unlocking value with AI starts with a very simple use case. So they got started by building a system that automatically analyzes and categorizes, as well as routes emails for the marketing teams. Very straightforward. But what I really like about the approach at Charge Guru is they never bring AI into the business just for the sake of using AI. Instead, they are always following a clear philosophy. Think about where using AI makes the most sense, where it makes work more efficient, where it makes communication faster to increase customer satisfaction, or where it accelerates operations to increase time to market. With this mindset and with their approach, they unlocked incredible speed. Development tasks used to take weeks and could sometimes now be done in 15 minutes. They've tripled their partnerships in the market, and projects that were shipping in months now ship in days, unlocking an entire new level of speed. And they went one step further and made AI and automation something that is DNA of their company. It's now built into their hiring processes and part of the culture. So Laurent and the team really show us the way how to scale an entire company into the AI era. Finally, one last example. This is one I really love because it's so simple, but yet transformational. This year, we launched a community challenge, asking our community members to build exciting use cases with our AI agents and share them with us. And one use case really stood out to us. In recent years, all across the European Union, digital invoicing is becoming mandatory. And so for many farmers, especially if they are a bit more seasoned, this is a real challenge. They have never had to deal with something like this before. So Eduardo Sanchez, a member of our Make community, built a solution that meets the farmers across Spain where they are in their journey. So he's leveraging our Make AI agents in order to build a solution that lets these Spanish farmers open WhatsApp, send a voice message, something like, I need an invoice for Pepe, I sold him 8 kilograms of tomatoes, it was €1.80 per kilo, and this creates the digital invoice for them. Creating digital invoices was a real stress for those farmers before. It was super hard, it could take them 15 minutes for one single invoice. Now it takes them seconds. And the cool part about this again, Eduardo neither had any coding experience when he got started. He taught himself everything through Make. So this is what happens when you put powerful technology into the hands of people who understand the problems. So you've just heard from those 3 examples, and they are all very different in terms of the size of the company, from enterprise over scale-up to solopreneur. Beautiful examples of how we can realize the potential of AI, and effectively, how AI is empowering those people to achieve more, to innovate faster, to dream bigger. And whether hype cycle or not, AI is already unlocking new levels of success for all of them. And when and if the hype will be over, the value of highly automated business operations will be truly massive. It may well reach levels we have never dared to dream of. And it is our goal at Make to help all of you to unlock that potential. We think of this as fully automated business operations across your entire value chain in the business and across the entire agentic spectrum, starting with very traditional workflow automation. Think of it as if this, then that type of automation. Going into other areas, bringing AI into workflows, into the business, like hundreds of thousands of our customers are already doing with Make today. And all the way to fully agentic automation, bringing the value of AI into your business and to the next level. At Make, we've been working on this for the past decade to build automated business operations. And today we are really proud to say that we can, with confidence say, we can support you across this entire journey, from pure play automation to agentic use cases. And not only that, we offer also an extra layer on top of that, something that really gives you more visibility, a layer that fully allows you to visualize and orchestrate agentic operations. And that is why we are all here today. this is what you can expect from us here on this day. Let us show you how we are supporting you across this entire agentic spectrum, and let us show you how you can achieve value rather than purely chasing the hype. And ultimately, let us show you how to make it happen. And this is what Make Waves is all about, bringing together this whole community, our technology, to together take this leap forward, to skip through the trough of disillusionment I just described, and to get to real AI value fast. Thank you. Now, in a minute, we will have our amazing product team and our VP of Product, Anton, coming on stage to show you everything we're cooking right now. But before we do so, let's check out all the amazing things we've shipped in the last year.
There's just one more thing that we get to show off this morning.
Something that's true to Make's visual-first approach. Let us introduce you Make Grid.
Yes, automation is powerful, but visibility is what really makes it scale.
Exactly the update I've been waiting for.
This will undoubtedly be a milestone in the history of process automation.
Automation within automation. Cleaner implementations and improved operations too. Great value add Make.
Already started using it. It's awesome.
Love this step. Time to start bending the rules of reality.
Hello. Thank you for being here with us today. My name is Anton, and I've been with Make for the last 3.5 years. And for the past year, I have an immense privilege of leading the brilliant team behind our product. Last year has been a whirlwind of innovation for us. But what truly inspired us was watching you, our customers. We saw how you navigated the fast pace of the market, how you were using Make to create brilliant solutions and seize new business opportunities and push the boundaries of what we only thought was possible. Whether you're building automations with our no-code core, scaling your automations with AI, or you're orchestrating your entire landscapes of agents and workflows, you are the reason why we constantly evolve and rethink our product. And today I want to talk to you about this evolution. I'll talk you through some of the key pillars of our strategy, and in a few minutes, our product team is going to share the recent innovations with you on stage. Imagine being able to see, understand, and manage every connection, workflow, automation, AI agent in one place. And this is no longer a dream. It's here with Make's visual orchestration. And in fact, we're the only orchestration platform where you can truly see and act on what's going on in your business in real time. So how does that work? We've designed visual orchestration with 3 key pillars in mind. It is about how you build, it is about how you accelerate, and it is about how you scale. First, there's the build pillar. This is our powerful no-code core designed to get you to that value that Fabian was mentioned just a minute ago, fast. In fact, you can go from an idea to a fully functional process within mere minutes with our visual scenario builder, 3,000 plus app connections, and building has never been easier with our AI-assisted experiences throughout the product. And next, we have the accelerate pillar. You can effortlessly solve complex challenges and accelerate innovation by making your systems smarter and more responsive. This is where you bring in more customization, and this is where you plug in AI right into the core of your automations. And finally, there's the scale pillar. As your automations grow in complexity, so does your need for scale and efficiency. This is where you can gain a holistic view of your entire landscape with real-time map in Make Grid. This is how Make scales seamlessly as your automation and AI landscape grows. And today, we have updates across all three pillars. And to tell you more about these updates, I'd like to introduce our product team on stage, who will walk you through some of the innovations within them. These are the innovations that bring this vision to life. And starting with the build pillar, welcome on stage our head of product for automation experience, Daniel.
Good morning. It's really empowering to be standing here in front of so many makers, builders, and innovators. As we all know, the power of automation grows with each new scenario you build. Your scenarios become more sophisticated, complex, and powerful. But as your scenarios become more sophisticated, so does the need for simplicity in how you build and manage them. And that brings me to a problem I know many of you have faced. It's a problem that arises very early in a customer journey. As soon as you start branching your scenarios, you start asking us, and you were very vocal about this, how do I bring these paths back together? Until now, our answer was, you set a variable up here, you get it down there. It's simple as that. And though we should embrace our imperfections, I never accepted this one. We wanted to do better. We knew we could. So we set on a path to address this challenge. But soon enough, we discovered that our router is a true Swiss Army knife. Sometimes you use it as a switch, other times to break down a flow into subflows. But the number one use case we see is conditional logic. If this is true, go here, otherwise go there. So, drawing directly from this familiar experience you know and love with the router, we have built a dedicated solution for conditional branching and merging. I couldn't be more excited to introduce you our new if, else, and merge. Thank you. We believe that this is the most straightforward way to branch and merge based on conditional logic. Now that you can declare conditions in a visual and predictable way, it's time to talk about replace. Although I believe or even know that we have some magicians out here who can build an entire automation without even clicking run once, I still believe that the majority of us mortals rely on a lot of trial and error in our building process. And this is fine. We shouldn't be afraid to test every change we make. But we haven't made it easy for you, have we? Imagine working on a scenario, thank you, triggered by an eShop order being placed. See where I'm going with this already? These sort of triggers are hard to work with. Placing an order every time you want to test a mapping change, that's a lot of hustle. Even more so if you discover that the bug you are after is still there. Off you go again. It's like a never-ending loop. Today, we are changing this. I want to introduce a feature that will change the way you build. Meet Run Replay. Now, you can replay historical data on the current scenario version. Stop creating data. Stop creating data just to test a change and start focusing on what's next. I know this is something many of you can't wait to get your hands on. It's going to transform the way you build, and I can't wait to see what you do with it. But we were also thinking, what if there was an entirely different way for you to build? You will hear all about it in a minute from Make's co-founder and CTO, Patrick. Thank you.
What you are about to see represents a milestone in technical innovation. This is a prefabricated steel beam. But what's so exciting about a beam? Today, they're everywhere. But in 1931, this is what allowed engineers to build the Empire State Building at a rate of 4 to 5 floors per week. It was the world's tallest building, built in record time. As the scale and needs of our projects evolve, so too must the ways in which we build them. So as your own ambition with Make grows, we asked ourselves, what's the next evolution of no-code building?
Good morning, everyone. I'm super excited to be here with you today to share what we've been up to in the last few months. Our mission at Make has always been simple: to empower you to build, automate, connect tools, and most recently, connect or create AI agents. Every step of that way, we ask ourselves, how can we make building in Make more convenient, more visual, and more fun? Lately, you might have heard about vibe coding, the idea of turning natural language into code. And it feels magical. You describe what you want, and suddenly something is built for you. But at the same time, it might feel a bit intimidating. Is the code safe? Will it scale? And what if something stops working? But what if you could create powerful automations or AI agents simply by having a conversation with full visual clarity, confidence, and transparency, and know that what you build is scalable, secure, and reliable? Imagine having a buddy, an expert in Make, who is constantly looking over your shoulder and is always there for you to help or advise whenever you need it. This isn't just building. This is co-creating with partner who truly understands you. So let me introduce you Maya, your personal buddy enabling you to build automations or AI solutions end-to-end, all through natural language. So let's see how it works. So here we are in the scenario builder, and we start with a simple prompt. Whenever I received a submission in a type form, I want to send the data to the Google Sheets, and afterwards, I want to run a sentiment analysis and send it back to me. Let's go. First, Maya will figure out the unknowns and ask me where do I want to send the notification to, because I was not clear. Let's pick Slack. Next, Maya will run many tools behind the scenes, by the way, powered by our MCP server, to resolve and figure out what is the best workflow according to your intention. When she's done, she's creating a skeleton of the scenario to give you a full visual confidence that what you ask for is what you're getting. In the next step, we need to set up the connections. To simplify the demo, we already have all the connections created, so we just move forward here. And once we have all of those important information to start, Maya will guide us step by step, configuring each module separately. So in the first step, we need to choose the form we want to receive the submissions from. So let's pick the right one. And after a short validation, we'll move to the next step. And same as we did in the first one, Maya will connect behind the scenes directly with the Google Sheets API to get us the most up-to-date list of the sheets. So again, the same as with the type form, we will see a nice interface, and we can pick the sheet that we want to send the data to. Once Maya performs the validation on the backend to make sure that the configuration is right, we will move to the configuration of the next step, which in our case is sentiment analysis. Since there is no need for my input, Maya, behind the scenes, just make sure that the mapping works properly and the data flows through the module to the next one. And in the last module, we have Slack. Since we stated that we want to be notified into our personal channel, Maya is smart enough to figure out what is the channel ID for us, so we don't have to pick it manually. Again, there's a communication behind the scenes directly with the Slack API. And once all of this is done, Maya will provide us with a summary of the steps that were set up for us and ask us whether we want to run the scenario for the first time. So let's do it. And as you can see, we received a notification, scenario is working, all the mapping is correct. So the last step is to activate the scenario and let it do the work for us. So this is how we imagine building in Make, and we've been playing with Maya for the last few months, and we think this is really a different way how to build in Make, and we believe that you will love it as well. So what you've just seen is more than just a way to accelerate how quickly your ideas become a working reality. It's a smarter way to learn, a faster way to build, and especially for beginners, an easy way to get started. And all this comes with something very essential to Make: full visual transparency. You always see what's happening, so you always stay in control. So I guess you might be asking, when? I'll be honest with you, Maya is in active development. So like last year we did with the Make Grid, we will soon open an early access program so you can all join us on this journey and make sure that we will bring the Maya to the best possible state. This is the best way how can we ensure that we bring a real value and not just another overhyped AI product. So we've shared with you how we envision Maya in the near future, but what does the journey ahead look like for Maya? First, Maya will be omnipresent, always on, everywhere with you in Make, always ready to assist or provide advice. Next, Maya will understand your landscape holistically. So not only your workflows, but also the dependencies and connections across the systems. And last but not least, Maya will be proactive, monitoring your operations, identifying areas for improvement, or advising how to improve your landscape in general. So we can't wait for you to try Maya, and we believe that you will love it as well. So shortly, you will hear from my colleague on how to accelerate AI, Sebastian, our head of applied AI in Make. Thank you so much.
In 1878, Thomas Edison had an idea, and his electric lamp made history. But that's not the whole story. In fact, the first light bulb was actually invented 76 years earlier. It was a scientific breakthrough, but it was too bright and impractical for use in a home. So while other versions worked, Edison's design worked for more people. That's what truly set the world alight. So for today's breakthroughs to truly break through, we asked ourselves, how do we make AI more useful for more people?
Hello. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming to Munich, and I'm super happy to be here with you today. I'm Seb, and I want to talk with you more about AI as a driving force. We all have seen What a Year, right? Sam Altman, we can't really differ videos anymore from recorded videos. And we might remember just 2 years ago what we've seen, Will Smith eating spaghettis. And when we think about this, it is a real acceleration that we are experiencing right now. And we're asking ourselves, how can we make this acceleration even smarter, more powerful, and more flexible? How can we infuse in automation AI so it takes intelligent decision and reasons and really adapts to what it should do? Like a light bulb needs a circuit. So needs AI an agent. So let's talk about agents. We've seen the rise of AI agents. It's probably the topic of the year. And we introduced Make AI agents to meet the demand of non-deterministic workflows. It is the evolution of workflows, it's clear. You can choose tools, you can let it act on your behalf. It adapts. It just doesn't execute steps, it achieves goals that you set, like you would give to your colleague. Now, the question is, what's next? And I'm super happy to introduce a way how we're making agents more visual, intuitive, and transparent, and more powerful than ever before. Therefore, we are introducing today the evolution of Make AI agents. What does this mean? The agent building experience is now integrated into your visual scenario builder. It's a new standard for transparency. We bring reasoning really where you operate, where you build. You can ask me now, when is it coming? It's coming at the end of this year. And our goal is that you gain clarity, control over the most intelligent agents, and you see them operating in Grid. Now, let's see it in action. So, we have our Gmail module here, and Gmail is a common trigger to start automations. And now, let's add to our Gmail that just took an order from a customer, our new Make AI agent. And you can just choose our built-in model or any other model that you bring. In this case, we're going to use GPT-5, and we just have a prompt prepared. It's about ordering and managing orders and notifying our team. Now, let's put in the information into our user message so it's clear that this is the system prompt and this is the user message. Let's save it. And now, simply on our scenario builder, you can visually add your tools. You can select, search the rows to identify if these order items are there. You can select the sheet, and most importantly, you can let AI decide on nearly any field what it should map and what it should choose. Now, once you added this, you simply save it as you know, and it's directly on your canvas. Now, when you're adding to our visual builder, the next tool, you probably want to add another row to save the order items, and you want to notify the team in Slack, and ultimately reply to your customer. Let's see it in action. You get the email, you identify what needs to be sent to our customer, which teammate needs to be notified in all of these, or if even the order makes sense, or if the agent should choose a different direction. So you can invoke the agent, and the agent directly interacts on our visual builder, and you can see what's happening at real time, what's going on. And now let's notify our team member that this order has been processed and is ready to be shipped. Now, what actually happened inside the agent? You can click on this module output. You see a pretty technical JSON response, right? But does it actually explain what's happening? We hear it from many customers. We need to understand how reasoning happens in LLMs, so we make this really clear and bring you all the loops that happen inside our Make AI agent. Now, What does this bring to you with our new generation of Make AI agents? It is the full spectrum of business solutions. You can really handle all the tasks. You create smarter efficiency because you see what's happening. You can still add sub-scenarios to your scenario as a tool for the agent. You can still add the code app or MCP. All of these things are possible. Ultimately, and most importantly, it creates transparency. You see what is going on, and you can simply map data from A to B. This allows you to strategically focus on where you're building instead of jumping between multiple tabs to test and operate. Now, the best use case is the reuse case. For us to really enable agents for anyone out there, and for you most importantly, is that you're able to share your agents. And I'm super happy today that I can introduce you a new way how you can build, iterate, and use it forever. Our simple way to share a scenario with just one click in Make. You can share any scenario agent and just copy the link and share it on your socials. Now, is this everything? Well, we're investing more that you never need to start from scratch. That means you have a customer support agent that you can just use from our pre-built set of agents. You can use a research agent or social content agent, and many, many more types of agents and scenarios to accelerate AI agent adoption across your business. Now, when is this available? As I said, it is closed beta available later this year. Most importantly, you can sign up at the end of this session. You see a QR code, and I'm super happy if you join our closed beta as our Make Waves participants. Now, what else happened, right? There's this really amazing tool that we brought to Make, and that's a code executor. I know many of you have been asking for it, and to make automations really, really powerful, to go beyond what's possible in the logic of mapping. You sometimes just run a run code. And we aim to bring one of the most powerful code executors to the market. With our Make AI code app, you can run really long-running code snippets. You can nearly import any library, and I'm really proud that it has a fair pricing, plus it is one of the best ones on the market, which you can scale your automations. And now, when I'm talking about scale, there's no one better to take this further than our head of product scalability, Nastia Havankuma. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. I'm super excited to be here with you all. Let's talk about my favorite topic, Make scalability. Like never before, AI empowers you, our customers, to grow at extraordinary speed. With Make's visual-first approach, every employee can become an innovator, driving growth from every corner of your organization. This hyper-growth is what we are all here to achieve. And it brings a new set of questions, not about if you can grow, but about how you can manage that incredible velocity. And it comes down to solving 4 key challenges. The first one is speed versus security. How do you ensure every new automation is secure and compliant when you're deploying at this new pace? The second one is velocity versus precision. How do you ensure stability when your operations scale overnight? Another one is empowerment versus governance. How do you maintain these high standards when you have an army of builders shipping automations daily? And the final one, complexity versus clarity. How do you understand and manage your entire automation landscape as it grows? We are the platform that allows you to hit the accelerator with all the safeguards you need. And I know that scaling starts with the foundation of trust. It's the bedrock of everything we build. This is why I'm proud to remind you about our commitment to meeting the global standards. We hold SOC 2 Type 2 and ISO 27001 certification, and we are fully GDPR compliant. And this is our promise to you. You can innovate at speed, knowing your security and compliance are built on a verified foundation. And we also know that trust also requires visibility. You need to know who is doing what and when. And for those of you who are using our Make Enterprise plan, our audit logs provide just that, a complete record for your compliance and security teams. And with our analytics dashboard, you can move just from tracking activity to gaining powerful strategic insights. We are also putting new powerful controls directly in your hands. You can now manage credits per team. You can set limits, monitor usage in real time, and adjust as needed. And this means no single team sandbox project can accidentally stop your mission-critical company-wide automations. It's control and fairness for your entire organization. We also recently have launched scenario rate limits. Now you absolutely don't need to worry about third-party apps limits. You can now set the pace. You set the maximum executions per minute to avoid errors and keep things running smoothly. This is true and reliable control. And I know your ambition is growing every day, and I want to be clear, so is Make. We are continuously investing in scalability to put the ultimate control right where it belongs, in your hands. And just to give you a glimpse into those future directions we're exploring, imagine the extra privacy using connections that can be designated for owner-only use. Consider the possibility of unlocking complete control with advanced custom roles tailored just for your organization's unique needs. And think about streamlining access management with user groups to assign permissions at scale. Our commitment is to build a platform for your ambition. So we've covered how we help you solve for security, precision, and governance. These are the pillars that allow you to scale with confidence. But as you successfully scale, there is a final crucial challenge that emerges. When you have hundreds or even thousands of automations running, the sheer complexity of it all can become overwhelming. And this is a challenge of complexity versus clarity. How do you understand and manage your entire automation landscape as it grows? And there is no better person to answer that question than my colleague, Principal Product Manager, German. Welcome him on stage.
Many of you are building incredible things with Make, not just some scenarios. You're building solutions, whole landscapes with hundreds of scenarios and all the systems connected to it. And as these landscapes grow, it's getting harder and harder to understand the big picture, as well as all the dependencies. So to prevent it from becoming a black box, you invest quite some time and energy. We already talked about that challenge last year, and we believe that with the most recent innovations, the challenge is more relevant than ever. We introduced AI agents, and we think of them, as Fabian said, as complementary. So now you're managing a landscape consisting of traditional automations, AI-powered automations, and your AI agents. And you saw Patrick introduce Maya. Maya will help you build faster and more, and it will take care of a lot of the details, which in turn makes it even more crucial that you have full clarity of the bigger picture. So overall, we believe that the challenge is more relevant than ever. And to help you deal with that challenge, last year, right here, we unveiled the grid, and we released it in summer. It's an auto-generated, interactive map of your whole landscape, scenarios, AI agents, and all the systems they connect to. Because we believe that if you can see it, it's way easier to understand it and scale it further. You don't have to worry about breaking something when doing a change, because you can see all the dependencies. You have a joint visual language to collaborate and align, which also helps when explaining to management or your clients. And not only does it help you maintaining your setup, it also helps analyzing and improving your setup. And one of the reasons I'm here today is because actually I wanted to thank you. I wanted to thank everyone of this community who's been a part of that journey. We were totally overwhelmed by the initial reactions. We had more than 2,000 people in the closed testing. We received more than 400 feedback submissions. And not only did those help us and motivate us, I mean, they definitely did, but they also helped us make the product better, make it more scalable, more usable, and more valuable. If you're curious to learn more, you're invited to join the release highlights session a bit later. But again, really a heartfelt thank you to everyone who's been a part of that journey. And for Grid, the journey continues. We consolidated all the feedback and all our ideas, and we aligned on 3 things we're working on right now. We want to allow you to rearrange and structure the grid just the way you see your landscape. We want to allow you to build on the grid, seamlessly transitioning into other parts of the platform. And finally, we know there will always be some logic in some of the connected systems and the other systems as well. We want to allow you to see that on the grid as well. So these are the things we're working on right now. Already within a couple of weeks, we will be able to test the first aspects with early testers. And I have to admit, we're really, really excited about bringing these things to life. And we hope you're too. Thank you. And back to Anton.
Thank you. Wow, what an amazing morning of updates. Hope you are as excited about these product updates as we are. This is how we innovate within our pillars of visual orchestration. So you can gain more flexibility, control, and speed. And you will be able to trial these innovations really soon. And we're looking forward to your candid feedback. However, with so much changing so fast, it's going to be very easy to overlook the bigger picture that we're all pushing forwards to. And to give you a glimpse of where we're headed in the long term, please welcome on stage Make's VP of Market Strategy, Darren.
Wow. Good morning, Make Waves. Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. There are very few things that are more energizing than sharing this space, this room, and maybe the live stream with a room full of innovators and quite simply people that are making it happen every single day. Many thanks to Anton and his amazing product team for painting a picture, or maybe a bit of a symphony, of what Make is working on right now to enable all of you to successfully build, accelerate, and scale your businesses. Now, I consider myself incredibly lucky in that I get to spend a great deal of time thinking about the future, and of course, how Make rises to meet the challenges and the opportunities that the future brings to all of us. But increasingly, I also recognize that it requires an extremely high level of audacity to be able to predict the future in this fast-changing world of all things AI and technology. And despite that challenge, today we wanted to share just a little bit of our vision for what it looks like to run a truly innovative and agile business in the future. Now, because the future and all sorts of new technologies can sometimes be abstract when you're thinking about them, the future can best be understood by imagining a fictional company and by us all thinking about ourselves as key players in that company. If you were lucky enough to join us here in Munich last year, you might remember a fictional company I introduced to you called Urban Sprout. Now, just so we all get our imaginations going, let's go ahead and set the stage for this fictional company in the future. In a few years from now, Urban Sprout is a high-growth technology startup that's on a mission to transform how 8 billion people on this planet produce and then consume their own food within their own homes. They help people enjoy healthy, homegrown, and affordable food with their groundbreaking indoor microclimate garden technology that can produce fresh food all year round. Urban Sprout, they employ about 50 people, and they're crazy innovative. And despite the fact that they rely upon a physical product that exists in all of their customers' homes, they are digital first in everything they do. And of course, Urban Sprout uses Make across their entire business as a key capability to drive continual value for their customers, while also empowering all of their employees and team members to constantly iterate and try new things within their business. They've used Make not just to automate or sprinkle some AI into their business, but to continually improve their value chain across virtually every single business function. You see, Urban Sprout employees and their leadership team, they didn't see automation or even AI as a one-time project or an initiative that they could check off the list. Automating and iterating on everything they do, it's a part of their culture. It's the way they think and the way they act in order to get things done. Now, there are 3 additional keys to their incredible success that have enabled them to be market disruptors. They are AI first in everything they do. Now, that doesn't mean just doing AI for the sake of doing AI, but they constantly look for ways to create personalized customer experiences, or maybe to tailor their message for different markets, or of course, to automate work effortlessly. Second, team members at Urban Sprout constantly challenge the status quo. Automating a single process with the Urban Sprout, it's actually never done. They're always tweaking things to think about how they can respond to customer needs better, and of course, enhance their ability to scale. And speaking of scale, they leverage the incredible power of AI agents as a key way of staying intentionally lean, giving them unparalleled flexibility to adapt quickly. And of course, in the future, Make enables them to gain a one-of-a-kind perspective of their business. Not only can they visualize their entire technology landscape and how everything is connected together to serve value, they can actually zoom into any particular function, business process, use case, AI agent, or automated workflow in order to understand exactly how everything works together in any level of detail. With this unparalleled view of their business, they understand how everything works together. so that small changes don't negatively impact their bigger picture and their ability to serve customers. And naturally, intelligent, AI-driven experiences enable them to move forward effortlessly in adapting their technology to support their business goals, rather than always getting stuck into technical implementation details. Now, with this vision of the future, it helps us begin to understand what it might look like at the highest level of a very successful, innovative, and agile company powered with Make. But let's take some time to understand what this really means and looks like for real or maybe some imagined people in the future, people that work at Urban Sprout. Today, we're going to get an opportunity to look at 3 different individuals and their work experiences in the future. First up, I want to introduce you to Carlos. Carlos has been working at Urban Sprout for about 2 years as a marketing operations manager. And quite frankly, he's been rocking it. As Urban Sprout's becoming more successful and entering new markets, his boss has identified a need for them to get serious about their capabilities for competitive intelligence. Now, in the old world, Carlos's manager might have promoted Carlos to a mid-level management position. They would have given him a budget and asked him to hire and manage a team of competitive intelligence professionals. But in the future, Carlos is simply given a broad mandate to ensure that Urban Sprout knows everything there is to know about what their competition is doing. They understand it in real time and, of course, understand how to position against them. And it's simply up to Carlos to identify the right course of action. Carlos starts right away on his new charter. He's building and then orchestrating a small army full of autonomous AI agents. This is the new way to scale. Carlos is not just building a single process or a workflow, but an entire business function. Most importantly, Carlos designs functional patterns that enable agents to work in a hierarchy where one agent controls and manages other agents with more discrete responsibilities. And most importantly, Carlos creates agents that can actually work cross-functionally. In other words, how does Carlos ensure that his competitive intelligence agents work well with all the other key functions in marketing, product, partnerships, and sales? This new form of org chart, it works because just like a team of humans, these AI agents can discover other AI agents. They can identify what skills and resources they have access to, and they can communicate with those other agents, both based upon pre-programmed as well as even emergent behaviors. AI agents can discover what other people exist in Urban Sprout as well, in order to collaborate with them effectively. As such, Carlos's agents actually reach out to him or even other people in the organization that might be the right people to ask whenever they are stuck. They do this in a very natural way that's not too different from how real people collaborate in an organization. Now, Carlos, he's feeling pretty confident about his ability to create a robust business function in just a couple of days. But in the same way that we all, as employees, we need feedback and coaching, so do the AI agents that Carlos is orchestrating. While today, getting an agent to actually truly learn, it relies upon you monitoring and updating prompts and decision-making logic in very intensive ways. In the future, when Carlos manages AI agents at Urban Sprout, he provides both ad hoc feedback about their effectiveness, and he even gets reminded to provide full performance reviews if he hasn't provided feedback to them in a while. Carlos can, of course, use natural language to describe what's working well and what could be improved by the performance of these AI agents. And these agents can contextualize that feedback and actually improve their performance over time, representing true learning AI agents. Now, despite the challenges, I do have one serious prediction to make about the future. Even a few years from now, there will still be automations that are highly deterministic. That is to say, not every single business process will incorporate AI decision-making directly into the process itself. To illustrate that, I want to introduce you to Jennifer. Jennifer is an operations manager in the order fulfillment team in Urban Sprout. In short, she's responsible for ensuring that roughly 200,000 microclimate units get sent to the right customer at the right time, making sure all of their needs are fulfilled. It's a pretty big responsibility, but Jennifer feels fully empowered to view, to manage, and continually improve this process for scale. And while AI may not be directly embedded to the decision-making of the workflow itself, it is definitely supporting the way that Jennifer interacts with her processes. AI proactively identifies improvements to her workflows. It recognizes potential trends that could be concerning that she needs to take a look at. And it even makes suggestions based upon common design patterns that might work well for her type of process. One of the reasons that Jennifer has been so successful in her particular role is that she also knows the incredible value of fast iteration and experimentation. Even when you apply it to something that most people think of as straightforward and simple, like order fulfillment. So in her world, after collaborating with her brand team, Jennifer actually created a new process that would tailor the tone of communications that are sent to Urban Sprout's customers based upon all the information they have about the customer. For some customers would receive order updates in a very formal tone. In other words, just the facts, the type of messages that all of you get today. But other customers might receive updates in a more playful or engaging tone designed to create a strong association with their brand. For this experiment, and in order to move fast, she created an AI agent that ingests the customer's order status, of course, analyzes information about the customer that they know, and produces these tailored updates automatically. She was able to whip this up in just a few minutes and get a working experiment ready to go. But once she feels good about that experiment, she's ready to actually harden this business process so she can be more sure of the workflow operating with consistency and reliability. In the future, the experience of changing a process or just a part of a process to be more agentic or less agentic, it gives Jennifer complete control while also delivering incredible value for her customers at a rapid rate. And lastly, I want to introduce you to Eric. Yes, this is Eric, but I'm actually 100% positive it could be any one of us in the room today. You see, back in 2025, remember, this story's in the future, Eric dreaded meetings. Don't get me wrong, he loved working at Urban Sprout. He always felt energized when he engaged with his colleagues and started to brainstorm and solve hard problems together. That was the best part of his job. But very often when he left a meeting, he felt drained. He knew there were like 20 different action items and follow-ups and things to do after the meeting, and he knew that only half of them would likely ever get done because everybody's so busy. Does this sound familiar to you guys? But now, in the future, meetings have gone from a place of stealing time to being a place where work can actually get done. Let me walk you through how that happens. First of all, Eric, of course, always invites at least one or more AI agents to his meetings. Then, when Eric's marketing meeting colleagues are discussing the upcoming ad campaign, and they all want to make sure that the website team is planning capacity for the upcoming launch, the Make AI agent doesn't wait for the meeting to finish. It doesn't wait for somebody to ask it to do something. It automatically identifies the task, and on its own, it actually sends a Slack message to the web team product owner. In fact, as they continue their discussion in the meeting, the agent's already received a response before the meeting's end, and it confirms capacity is available, giving them the confidence to move forward in their meeting and have additional discussions. Later on in the same meeting, when Eric's marketing team are starting to question whether the visuals that they're taking a look at, whether those new visuals align with Urban Sprout's brand guidelines. Well, the Make AI agent proactively asks the team a question and to confirm whether they're referring to the new brand guidelines that aren't quite yet approved, or whether the team is referring to the approved guidelines from last year. After confirmation, the Make AI agent automatically assesses the content that they're looking at against those visual brand guidelines to ensure consistency. These are just a few examples of how AI agents transform work in the future, and there are literally thousands more. What's important here is that we can see Make AI agents working in fundamentally different ways. Ways that are streaming bidirectionally in real time. Instead of waiting for the meeting to end and then processing the entire call, these AI agents can actually assess the need for action and proactively take that action while analyzing all of this content in real time. Also, these powerful AI agents work in ways that are multimodal, not just processing and communicating with text. Yes, they can certainly analyze images, but even video and screen shares, enabling them to see and act proactively on what you are seeing in dynamic ways. And last but not least, these AI agents represent true agentic collaboration, where they work together with you to solve a problem, asking for confirmation as necessary in order to achieve a broader goal. Thank you for letting me share just a small glimpse into what the future of work has the potential to look like. I hope each of you in this room could see yourself in the role of maybe Carlos, managing and orchestrating an entire business function full of AI agents. Or perhaps you saw yourself more as Jennifer, perfecting her processes and constantly iterating and improving on customer experiences as quickly as possible. Or perhaps you saw yourself more as Eric, ensuring that time is not wasted in meetings and work is moving forward even in a meeting. I also hope all of you are as excited about the future as I am. I've been lucky enough to travel all over the world to meet with customers just like yourselves that are actually bringing about that future. And they're not just doing it because AI is cool and you have some awesome new tools to play with. Okay, they're pretty awesome tools, I get it. But they're doing it for a bigger reason. You're all the individuals that understand how to bring about meaningful change in your businesses and your communities. You know where the rough edges exist in your business. You know where the opportunities lie. At Make, we are thrilled to be your partner in this journey, and we can't wait to see how all of you make it happen. Speaking of people that make it happen every single day, it's time for me to welcome back on stage my friend and colleague, Fabian Veit.
Thank you, Darren. And yes, I hope you're all as excited as I am about the things you've just heard about, how we are continuing to improve, how to build automation scenarios, how to further accelerate with AI, and how to also orchestrate at scale. How does it feel? And we heard this at the very beginning. The piano without the pianist is not playing a sound. And automation and AI are not doing anything for you if you're not getting your hands on it. So the rest of the day is exactly about that. You have opportunity to get your hands on some of the things we've just seen. We have a playground upstairs where you can look at different demos and the technology we're building. We have Meet the Maker sessions. You can engage with our entire team. We have people from engineering, product management, solution engineers, value engineers, everything across the board from our teams. All people are here, so I'm looking forward for you to meeting with them. And last but not least, immerse yourself in the community. Today is a day to really engage with fellow innovators and fellow people who are spearheading the way. So there's one last thing that I'm going to share with you today, which is we are also coming to the community. Today everybody's coming to us, so thank you for being with us here in Munich, but we're going to do a Make AI World Tour where we are coming to your place. Over the next few months, we're going to be in 40 different cities, meeting up, whether it's for a hackathon, workshops, executive afterwork sessions in different cities across Europe, the US, also India, and even Japan. So really looking forward, also for maybe those people who are watching online right now, looking forward to hopefully seeing you at one of those events. Thank you very much. So with that, one big round of applause, hopefully, for our team that make all of this happen. Hopefully, you engage with them later today. Thank you. this picture is from our kickoff in February this year, so you can see we made a lot of progress on this AI Game On mission that we started a few months ago. Now, also a huge thank you to all of our sponsors, to Monday and Adaptivist as our platinum sponsors, to LinkedIn who sponsored the happy hour. Some of you might have had one of these blue drinks yesterday, Custom.io for the coffee and Bright Data for the lounge, as well as to all our gold sponsors, Canva, Aircall, Vapi, Apify, Typeform, BoostSpace, Webflow, and ActiveCampaign. Thank you for supporting us and hosting this event. And finally, thank you to all of you, the Make community. Without, this would not be possible. We are so grateful and thankful for all the feedback we're getting all the time, and hopefully you see some of this also reflected on the things we've been working on and building on. And we're looking forward to building with all of you together. It's a real privilege to work with you, and it's what's actually motivating us. Thank you so much. Now, let's go out there and let's make it happen together. But before you do so, make sure you also sign up for the waiting lists. Thank you. Take care.